Hey fam, it's Jaeger here, and I'm excited to bring you an all-new video on an all-new game that is going to be releasing very, very soon. I've got my fingers crossed that I make actually the first 200 beta released individuals, hopefully sometime this week, but I'm going to talk to you guys in this video about Frostfall, all new mobile driven, completely designed around mobile battle royale game designed by Dusk Gaming. Now, with that, I'm going to show you just some content. All of this content comes from either their Instagram, their Facebook, or even their website. So make sure you swing by and check out on Instagram, FrostfallBR, same thing on Facebook, and you could even just head to their website. Again, Frostfall is what you're looking for. So with this, I'm going to show just a few screenshots and things and talk to you guys about why I myself am especially hyped about this game and what it's all about. This info literally has just been dropping day by day over the past week or so, a little bit even beyond here or there, but the past week has just been leading up to this trailer that's been released. And I'm going to just do a little bit of a trailer breakdown as well as talk about some of the lore and information we already know to help you guys get hyped about this game. Definitely join these guys over on Discord. Sign up for the early beta if you haven't already. It is delivering to Apple first and then waves of Android. And the devs are already talking about going into multiple platforms, PC and things like that with it. So stay tuned, follow them for more, and subscribe here to stay up to date on all of the Frostfall content. I'm going to be bringing you guys loads and loads of gameplay, video content, and just lore breakdown as this game continues to release. Whether I'm in beta or not, guys, I am stoked about this. So first, let's go ahead and show you what the trailer of Frostfall is all about. Now, personally, I can't help but feeling just even more hyped every time that I watch that trailer, and it's interesting just to see the level of graphics and focus that they put on introducing a battle royale to the mobile device in a way that hasn't been done before. It's focused entirely there. It's not a console game that's been kind of converted and brought over, or PC game, vice versa. It seems like it's pretty much ground up from the mobile. And with that, we're looking at this very unique land that they've created. This Loon is the name of the land, and we'll take a look at the map in just a bit. But a few things I really like, I just want to point out is, again, just the detail to this. And what I love is you could actually head to their Instagram or Facebook account and actually take a look at just from artwork to 3D modeling and progression in the game. It's really cool. Taking a look at this layout here, I really dig the aesthetics to it. You could tell the multiple paths in and out. And I liked also in the trailer how you could see that top-down type of view. It's not your typical third person. It's not first person. It gives you that looking down above the map, being able to actually see the enemies as they move around, making your strategic moves between going ranged or getting close combat is actually pretty nice. And the assortment of weapons, as you saw, not only is it weapon-based, melee-based, but there's also things like potion and magic that's going to be included in it. And, we'll look more and more into that stuff as we get more information on it. But map-wise, it actually seems like it has a pretty good spread and layout. Typical with your battle royales, looks like there's going to be several different areas that you could essentially just drop into. Again, we'll see exactly what those mechanics look like. Do you kind of teleport in, seeing that they're introducing more magic to this, or how exactly do you basically summon yourself into one of these locations? The whole idea behind Loon, this land of Frostfall, is essentially a land that's surviving a frozen apocalypse. So you see this whole frozen concept, again, Frostfall, throughout there. I mean, even going back to the word Loon, like the river here means blue, so I don't know if I'm sure it's not unintentional, very intentional design, but everything's going to be more this map, and I'm assuming probably bits of ice and stuff like that scattered throughout it. Now, based off of the building and image we were just looking at before, I'm assuming that that's going to be one of the largest areas we've gotten information on so far, which is Emberhold, which is one of the human kind of strongholds and uh, villages or castle layers, whatever you want to go into, of where they're staying. You can see we've got Zyron's Tower above that, the Queen's Garden, the Shrine of Ancients, Dimmerwoods all the way to the west, Huckett there in the central area right next to Yowen's farm, the Drinking Dragon down in the southeast. So definitely different layers, zones, parts of the map. I mean, and you can even notice they're each a little bit different color coded, probably representing a bit more of what their territory is going to be like. And in communication just through Discord, we do know that these areas will certainly have different tiered loot structures, which is kind of open to change throughout it. But I also like that if you notice the map, right when it starts out at the north and all the way to the west, that it's still connected to land. One thing I just want to point out here, it's not a total separate island, which means to me, I could see in the foreseeable future that they may extend this map and have the ability to grow this map without it being an individual island that you have to drop in and you're stuck with borders. We may see expansions to Dimmerwoods, or maybe a new map that catches just the edge of Dimmerwoods and continues to move west. So there's definitely some potential. I'm looking forward to see what really happens here, but really kind of playing around with it. It seems like a really good map layout. I like the territory changes throughout it. Here again, you could see the name of Loon, of the land here, what we've got going on, the Temple of Rule down there in the south. Really excited to see what this entire map has. So as this kind of continues to release, I'm definitely going to provide some image on kind of each one of the territories, what they look like, the moment I can actually get myself in game. We do have a few screenshots from the devs through their Discord, Instagram, Facebook, again, all that. Just really want to put it out there. This is all coming from their social media site. But, I mean, again, I'm really just call some focus. The artwork on these lands are really tight, really solid in my own personal opinion. I love the graphic design chosen to it. To be quite honest, it really reminds me a bit of Fable. If anyone played Fable on the Xbox, I absolutely love those games, and this gives me a strong reminder of that. And even looking at the characters, there's a lot of vibes that I myself am totally into that I'm picking up with this game. So let's check out another segment of the map and the gameplay and stuff like that. Here, yet again, simple detail. Again, this is something I'm already just a really big fan of. The food and stuff on the table, the stonework, I mean, the grass, the castles, the buildings, really solid artwork. I'm looking forward to see this actually live in game and see if it holds true to this art inspiration and these kind of 3D renderings we're seeing through social media. But even if it's just remotely close to this, this is going to be, I think, a visually stunning game. Would love to know your guys' thoughts, even so far, on what you're seeing on things like map and land layout. Let me know in the comments below. But let's start talking a little bit more about the characters we've already been introduced to through Frostfall and Dust Games social media. So we got introduced to each one of these characters a little bit through the trailer that they played, and there are even a few that they haven't included in this kind of banner image that we have, but we're going to take a look at each one of them. I think the character design, honestly, is really intriguing. I like the mix between human, animal, and even quite a bit more mythical and lore-style creatures. I'm going to tell you a little bit about each one of these that I've collected just through reading up and keeping tabs on each one of them as they're posted. But again, you could see even more artwork and the progression from artwork sketches to 3D modeling to game rendering on their social media pages. So I'm just going to say it one more time. You guys should certainly check them out. If you're into any type of battle royale and you want something for your mobile device, I think getting to know a bit more of the characters will really help you understand maybe how you want to play or who you want to play as in the game. So let's go through a little character breakdown. First up, we have one of the characters that definitely caught my eye early on, which is Montgomery, aka Monty Valentine. The unfortunate thing about Monty here is he's actually a cursed man. The lore behind him is that he actually was out in the woods taking a nap, and he woke up, and unfortunately he woke up cursed. The only thing he noticed was shimmering wings that kind of drifted or fluttered away as he awoke that had turned his head into the head of an ass. So he's part man, part mule, all vengeance though. He is trying to keep his battle wits as sharp as his axe. So very interesting, again, character designs. I love the lore that they're putting into it. I even love behind him how there is that painting or image of the wings which may give us a hint even as to which other character might have been the one that cursed Montgomery Valentine here. Another one of the more animal-style creatures that we were introduced here is Blar. Blar is a bear pirate from the frozen north, being part bear, part machine. Now, to be honest, it's B-L-A-R, Blar. I don't know if this even might be Blair, but I really don't think that it is, because we do have another character by the name of Briar. I don't think they'd want them to be too close, but another thing that I like, right off to that right corner, there is a frog character that's there. We haven't really seen any lore background image to them. Maybe a hidden character, something to pay attention to, but Blar here is pretty much 100% beast. He seems to be always shown as a bit more of what I would think like a tank. Really able to always see him kind of going out and taking some of the hits in the artwork that they have. And then we also are introduced through this little kind of wanted poster to our next character, who I believe is kind of lined up there, just looking at some of the artwork, the sketch, the little choker and everything like that. I believe this introduces us to our character, Captain Basilisk, as well. So I like some of this crossover that they have. Captain Basilisk here is 100% out for vengeance, a bit more of a pirate, I believe, as well. Typically seeing her with different weapons like rifles, the pistol here. She does have the dagger. I am going to do another video a little bit later on about some of the weapons we've already been introduced to, so you guys can definitely stay tuned for that. Captain Basilisk, though, also really badass design. Hands down, a really big fan of her. I think she looks pretty good as far as just the whole, like, kind of tattoo pirate type of theme she has going on. And I like seeing her kind of depicted as a bit more with the ranged weapons. Now, whether or not these characters make a difference, from what my understanding is ultimately, the characters don't really influence a lot. One doesn't necessarily mean you're going to play better or worse than the other, but it will be interesting to see of, will we have range specialists or tank specialists or support specialists throughout this, or is it going to be straight up like any other battle royale? Well, all characters pretty much can play the same. It's just a matter of preference. The other character we have here is Doran. Doran is just, seems more like a childish type of character, an intrepid explorer as they define him. Basically just left home, got on a boat, you could see behind him, and landed here in Loon. So I think this is kind of them really reaching out to even a little bit more of the younger or child-friendly demographic, which I think is totally sweet as well, that they're really trying to just cross borders, any age group kind of here, but not making it seem too either too adult or too childish. So again, cool little fox character. Totally dig his artwork and what we see so far of him. Again, we'll see what exactly he brings to the gameplay in just a little bit. Our next character, which we really haven't seen much of other than in a little bit of Discord and a little bit on their social media, is Gordon, which, again, just really great play on words. Going to give him that, right? It's Gordon. Really don't have any backstory or lore on him quite yet. Definitely looking forward to seeing more come out. But again, just another unique, more monstrosity of a design that we see in these characters, which definitely tells me that the developers of this game are really playing with all different extents. They're not sticking with a very cookie-cutter type of character. Our next character, one of the many females in this game, and again, one big thing I'm going to put out there, massive appreciation, is they don't go the very standard female game video character design. They've got a really nice mix, and honestly a bit more realistic when we talk battle. Now, here we have... I've got to get her name here. We've got Briar. That's right. We've got Briar here. She is the heir princess to the throne of Emberhold. She did lose her father, and she has been training under another character, Captain Murtaugh, which we haven't really talked about yet. But she's been training under him in order to seek vengeance for her father. Again, really great character design, solid with it. Again, one of the many females we have. Let's go ahead and talk about the next female character. This character here also happens to have pretty close ties to Captain Murtaugh. This is actually his sister, Mariel. Mariel is actually the Queen's Guard, so she has worked her way up to be able to speak on behalf of the throne. She is also a tactical genius, skilled in potion making and poisons. So with that, I definitely see some opportunities to, again, maybe have variations between what these different characters can do, especially, between Captain Basilisk, Briar, and Mariel. Each have their own bit of a different design, and I really dig that. Again, I think unique ties here, Mariel, right to Captain Murtaugh, who in my opinion, I think has one of the best artworks, and I could easily see become one of the favorites amongst the game. So let's go ahead and take a look at Captain Murtaugh. Captain Murtaugh, he is the mysterious soldier. Seems like a typical blonde-haired, maybe blue-eyed, I don't really remember. But he's notoriously seen in this mask, which, again, I think really brings the whole outfit together. Very loyal to Emberhold. You could also see weapon-wise, we've seen a few of them come through, but this is one that we saw both Blar and Captain Murtaugh holding here. This is the Staff of Agon. It's a fireball one, so you could definitely see, even in this image, the various different spell usage that we could certainly see throughout this game, what we're going to end up with. The use between typical weaponry. We will also see kind of more melee weaponry. I love the introduction of, again, the ranged, the rifles, the pistols. A few others we've seen, even boomerangs included, but also these staffs that could cast spells. So a really good mix, it seems like, of both close combat and ranged combat are going to be introduced in this game. Again, super stoked for that one. The last character we're going to look at here actually ties back to the first one, I believe, in my opinion, all the way back to Montgomery Valentine, Monty the Mule. Now, this is Kivu. Don't have a lot of backstory or lore on Kivu at all, other than, of course, clearly not human, and I believe maybe a bit more of a female character. My connection, personally, that I'm reading in this one here is notice the wings. I think it's highly possible that Kivu may be the one that's responsible for turning Monty into the mule. Also, notice the weapon here. We've got, again, it looks more like a spellbound type of axe. Again, that may just be design. So big questions is this going to be a melee-only weapon, or will we even see some potential spell casting from this battle axe? Character designs, though, again, really solid in my opinion. I love the different mix. Also interested to know your guys' opinion in the comments down below. Post it, and let's talk more about Frostfall. But before we wrap this up, another thing that I just want to highlight here are the use of these relics. These relics here are going to be used to actually bring you into the battle. These are your totems, as they call them. So again, you could see some various different designs. Now, the relationship to each, I don't really know. We've got this snake, who we haven't seen much of a snake character. We had that previous relic, which almost seemed more of a magical one. The next one here, my opinion, probably ties really close to Emberhold. I can see inspiration in Murtaugh on this one here, especially even in Briar or Mariel. And we also have the fish token that's coming up as well, this relic totem. How each one of these ties into the various different characters, we don't know, but we do know that these relics will be used to represent you in the game, as well as also be used to bring you into battle. What that exactly means, only time will tell. But guys, I'm definitely interested in knowing, what are your thoughts on Frostfall? If you haven't followed or subscribed to their channels, make sure you do so. It's a game that's about to drop. Great indie developers, I think, bringing us something unique for the mobile devices. I, again, am super stoked to get on there. So if you're going to be playing Frostfall or interested in seeing more, make sure you hit that subscribe button and ring the bell. I'm going to be bringing you loads of content the moment I can get my hands on it. But thanks for tuning in, guys. Again, my overview of what we know so far of Frostfall. I'm Jaeger, and I'm signing out.